Hi, we had to move off of the highway. We're still in Dover, Florida, here for Veronica. She has been missing since January 18th. We want to introduce an amazing YouTuber here, iCkEdMEL.
Hey, I'm iCkEdMEL. I have a YouTube and Facebook, and I started covering Veronica Reyes Diaz's story to try to get attention. And we're here in the Tampa area by, what's the name of this area again? Dover, Florida. I can get confused. And so we're here to talk to the family. I wanted to learn a little bit about Veronica and some of the questions that people were asking in hopes to bring attention. So we have a family here. Can you tell me a little bit about what Veronica was like? Because there was a podcast where it seemed like it was from the sheriff's office, and they said she had a history of like leaving. Was that true?
No, only history of her leaving is back in, what was it, December? Mm-hmm. Back in December, I guess they had an argument or whatever, and she didn't want to come home, so she would cool off, you know, which relationship couples go through issues where one has to cool off or whatever. And as soon as I got noticed that she didn't make it home, I texted her and she communicated with me ASAP.
Okay. But she was with family.
She was with family.
She was at a family.
She was with family.
Right. So this whole situation is completely unlike her.
Exactly. Me, like I said, I work about 20 minutes from here, and I travel this road on a daily. So at least twice a week, once a week, I would come here, spend time with her, spend time with the boys, and I would show up unannounced.
Okay.
So I know a lot of people ask me what she was doing drugs or et cetera. But if I showed up unannounced, I would have found her drugged up. But, she didn't even drink.
Oh, okay.
The day before her wedding, we made her a mixed drink. She drank maybe half a drink and left it there. So
not in her character. I want to ask you too, because it was reported that so Friday night she went out with friends to Chili's. Well, what I heard and was told, she disappears in the morning hours Saturday, like around 1 a.m. And I heard that it was reported 48 hours later that she was missing. Is that correct?
Well, I got according to her Google Maps, where I got access to.
Oh, you have access.
I had access to it. With that computer, we had given it back. We had given the sheriff's office for evidence. Okay. A month later, when they
investigated a month later.
When they asked for it, a month later, I offered it to them. Three days later, after she disappeared, after we went through it and stuff like that, and they refused.
They refused.
They refused the evidence that we tried to provide. It was a cell phone that she used at home on the internet, to text, whatever, and her laptop. And like I said, I was able to track her movement that whole Friday nights, which she went to Chili's in Texas, in Tampa. Her friend dropped her off at approximately 1:05. She got in her vehicle. She left to go pick up her kids from her sister's house.
Not sister-in-law.
No, not sister-in-law. Her sister.
In Quad City.
Her youngest sister in Quad City. She got back about 1:45, and that's all we know. I was at a Chinese New Year celebration that Saturday, thinking everything's okay. Sunday, I wake up, I get a text message, 3:30 in the afternoon, Sunday afternoon, asking me have I seen her, if I know if she was in my house. So it wasn't us here that reported her late. We just weren't aware until way late. Until after the fact. Right. And so we kind of, after he texted me, asked me that, I started texting family, asking family, have you seen her? You know where she's at? And of course everybody went berserk, and we're all, texting the husband, and he's telling us she never made it home. Telling us he woke up the oldest son, and the oldest son say mom walked out. That she walked out after she put him to bed. And that's the story according to the husband.
So after she put him to bed, supposedly the oldest son told the husband that she walked out at night.
She walked out that night.
Well, that's what the husband says.
Right.
That's what the husband said. That's his story.
It's his story.
Okay.
Now I just want to put in there also, she had made plans with me for Monday. No school day that Monday. She was always at my house during the week, because we both mothers have kids, so we used to hang out a lot during the week. Not even if it was just a phone call. What are you doing? I probably spoke with her 3 times a week the most. And we had plans that Monday to get together, have a cookup with the kids, and hang out. You know, so that's another point that I wanted to be, address, that she had plans. It wasn't something.
Okay, and she was reported missing on Monday?
And Monday we reported it, because like I said, it was already late, and we were trying to gather all the information that we could. Because according to, 48 hours you have to be disappearing before you report, before they do anything. So we reported it Monday, and I had to go to work.
You guys reported, or the husband?
The husband did.
Okay.
The husband, I went to work, because I was still kind of denial. I didn't want to accept it, and she even told me, she's like, it could be something serious, or etc., whatever. And I just, you don't want to accept it. As a father or whatever, you want to, she's probably with a friend or whatever. And while I was at work, it hit me hard. The more you think about it. And so he went to report her. It was like 3 something in the afternoon Monday. He left here at 11 something, took the boys to get something to eat, or at McDonald's or whatever. Then they went over there to report her missing. Which, in fact, when he tried to report her, the officer that showed up, female officer, I can't remember her name, practically told them that she shouldn't even report it, because she's an adult.
Wow.
But she's gonna do it anyway. It's just to.
So were they taking the case or the missing persons case seriously when you guys first reported?
No.
Okay.
Like I said, like I mentioned before, when I had a laptop, we went through it and stuff. When I tried to offer it, they didn't want to take it.
Right.
The guy that came out to look into the situation, he wasn't even an investigator. He was just one that they sent out to get info.
Right.
And come to find out, that's why he didn't take it, because he's not authorized to take the evidence. So, and the only reason I found the investigator, because I was in here, I came in here after work. I believe it was Wednesday or Tuesday, after she was reported. It was a month later, officially.
Yep.
I came in here a month after she disappeared. I'm riding around, and I see a car creeping by her house. Which, of course, I chased him down, and come to find out it was one of the investigators.
Oh.
And which of course I told him exactly what I thought. I wasn't happy a month later, and not finally hitting the investigator. But,
So it was a month later before anybody even kind of came by.
Yeah.
To investigate.
As far as I know. I mean, I don't know if they got involved before that, but they didn't contact us, family, until I found him.
Right. So almost 2 days later, or pretty much 2 days later, reported missing. You had access to the Google phone and account, so you could see the locations and all that.
Whereabouts.
Where was the last time that the phone was active?
The last time, well, we messed up. I gotta admit that. We were calling and texting every 5 minutes, everybody, family, everybody, just calling. Which come that Monday night at 9:45, no more calls from that. It would go straight to voicemail, which meaning it wasn't ringing anymore.
Were you able to get a location?
According to her
just
Google Maps and stuff, her phone showed it was around this area that whole weekend. The whole weekend it was there.
Monday was the last day that it showed her location, which was again here in this area.
Very close.
Yeah, very close.
Okay. I want to ask too about the search thing. Okay. First of all, can I listen to the podcast that was by the Hillsborough Sheriff Office? They said, they had 4-wheelers, they had horses, like all this stuff works. Did you guys see that for yourselves? Or?
Well, like I said, I get off at work at 12:30 in the afternoon, and I drive this way almost 90% of the time if I'm not taking the interstate. And that day, I came this way because I heard it through the word of mouth on Facebook. People talk, what's going on here, But they had the front closed, they had the back closed, and I drove by. The only thing I seen myself was ATVs.
Okay, so ATVs.
That's all I seen. I didn't see no horse trailers.
Was it one day or a couple times?
1 day.
1 day.
It was 1 day. And they told, word was out that they were doing a training exercise. That's the word that they had put out in the signs.
Okay.
Training exercise, I said. But prior to that, a week after Veronica disappeared, we did our own search.
Right.
And the same part that they searched a month later. They searched it in February, actually.
Okay.
In February.
And in Right. You guys gathered together. I saw it.
We gathered, our family gathered together a week after she disappeared. Okay. And I had called the police station, the guy that gave me the number, and I told them, I said, this is what we have planned. And I called them maybe, I think I was on the Tuesday, Wednesday of that week. And I said, we plan on doing a search out behind our house, that trails. If y'all want to give me some pointers or come join us,
right,
help us, whatever. And I got no response. No phone call back, nothing. So and we had over 100 people out there with us, friends, people,
from the community that
joined.
Yeah, so the article's like 150 people, family, friends. Law enforcement wasn't there with you guys when you did that?
No.
The other thing too, so her belongings were found in the vehicle. Did you actually were able to see it yourself?
Well, by the time I came up here, which was Monday. We came up here Monday. Actually after work, so I went to work, and she met me here and stuff. And he was pretty much showing me, this was left here, this was left here, and that shirt that she wore that night.
So that shirt she actually wore that night?
That according to his work.
Okay, and then it was found in the car.
It was a red flowered shirt, and it was found in the car, and the car was on the floor. But that's not the shirt she was wearing. What her friend said
That was
with her
that night.
So she was wearing a totally different shirt.
Oh, the friend said she was wearing a different shirt.
Different shirt.
So did Victoria.
Victoria said so.
Which is the sister that saw her when she picked up the boys.
Okay. So she said she saw her in a different shirt too.
Correct.
Right.
Okay, with the car, with the belongings that were found in there, do you know if they did any forensics? Did they check to see any of the stuff in the car?
They didn't do none of that until, what was it? July.
Is when forensics came.
July.
Yeah.
So from January all the way to July is when the first time they came for forensics.
By then, the vehicle's been cleaned out,
House
et cetera, et cetera. House been cleaned out.
Too?
I mean, on a personal level, if I did something to somebody, and I had that time frame to clean up, etc., we'd be spotless.
Right.
Okay.
Did they do forensics in the car and the house? Or?
That was, in the house and the car.
But by then,
Just a
he's
long
had
time.
all brand new furniture. Then.
All new
He
furniture?
painted.
Painted too?
And they also questioned Ricardo because they were one of the last the last people to see her. They didn't question the oldest until like
3 months.
No, it was 4 months.
4 months?
It was like 4 months after the fact.
And how old is the oldest?
He was 5.
He was 5 at the time.
He was
Yeah,
5
it was
at the
April.
time.
April. Yeah, 'cause they got a hold of me and asked me to take him to
The podcast said he was interviewed, but they never gave a time frame. So it was 2-3 months
It
after?
was like
3 months later.
3 months later.
3 or 4. At that time, you have time to. I mean, I'm a kindergarten teacher. Kids say the darndest things,
Right.
and they don't understand from yesterday and 5 weeks ago. Everything happened yesterday, or if not, they'll say tomorrow.
They have no time frame.
They have no time frame.
A lot of people were wondering too, from when I did the video, people had questions. Did the children, were they able to get counseling and stuff? Because I heard they weren't.
As far as I know, they haven't got no counseling. They haven't got no help. As much as I would like to find them help myself, but I'm not custodial parent, so Florida, state of Florida, grandparents have no rights.
Okay.
So,
Did police talk to the friends that she was with too? About the...
well, it took them a while to reach her, finally get a hold of her, and I think it took them a couple months before she actually talked to them.
Did they talk to the guy too? Or?
Yeah.
Lewis is very.
Okay. I think that's all I have. Do you have anything else that you wanted? Oh, one final thing too. As far as something I heard, rumor, he has custody of all the kids.
Yes.
People were wondering about that.
Yes,
He does.
he has custody.
Okay, because the podcast too, I think it's important to correct that.
Yes.
They said that he didn't get custody of the kids because they were supposed to have a custody hearing the following week when she went missing.
No, it's not custody.
He adopted. them.
Adoption. So he does have custody of all kids.
Yes.
He adopted both children.
And she's missing, and he gets the adoption.
Yes. Well, I mean, everything was signed already.
It was
Every
signed.
paperwork was signed. They had a lawyer. Everything was already pretty much done. All they had to do was go in the court system in front of the judge for the hearing to just file it, and that was it. And I myself personally, I went with them to the court, and the way I looked at it, I didn't want to separate the 3 boys. The youngest one is
right.
his, and you know, it's just I wanted to keep the family together.
And also that was 5 days after she disappeared, so obviously he wanted the best for the kids, and
Right,
to keep them together would have been the best.
Now I see how they interact. They love each other.
Yeah, of course. So you know, I spoke up and I told him, you asked me if he takes care of him financially, which he does. He's always been good to them and giving them pretty much what they want. So you know, I mean, I can't take that from him.
Okay. Well, thank you guys. Is there anything else you want people to know watching, or message that you guys can send out?
No, I mean, if we're Plant City, Dover's a small town.
Right.
You know, I mean, I've heard of girls missing here and there. It never crossed my mind. You know, I just let it slide off. You know, okay. You know, but when it hits home, that's when it really hits. You know, you might think it'll never happen, but you got to face reality. You know, we're a small town, small city. If we don't unite and come together, this can continue happening. You know, this is not this. I talked to Hillsborough County the other day. There's a total of 700 and counting missing people in Hillsborough County. You know, so for me to think that they're not taking my case seriously, you know, but when you have 700 cases, it's hard for them to do each one individually on a personal level. You know, so if anybody knows anything small, big, etc., whatever, speak up. You know, you're saving my daughter, you might save your own, you never know. I mean, there could be somebody out there doing stuff they ain't supposed to be doing. You know, 2 weeks after my daughter disappeared, another girl disappeared, Kaya Taylor. You know, so they're probably connected, probably not. You know, we just need to come together as a town and figure this out.
Any little thing will help.
Well, yeah, and back to, I just want to say, and I say it every time, anything, any tip would be helpful. Anything that you saw that night, January 18th, maybe the next day you saw something passing down 60, something that you may think has nothing to do with it. We never know. We never know what it could be. Just anything that you saw that was a little weird, and you saw it and you're like, I wonder what that, what's going on there. Just bring it up. Let the Hillsborough County detectives know. That way they can start piecing things together and maybe come up with something, because your little bit of information can come together with somebody else's little bit of information, and we can crack this case. We need answers. We need to know what happened to my niece. Her dad needs answers. Her kids need answers. So please, anybody, please help.
I really agree with everything you're saying. I think we need to come together as a community, because this is happening everywhere, all the time, and the more people stay quiet and don't speak up, the more they know they can get away with it. Because there's just not enough resources, and we need to all come together. Any little detail or any bit of information, it should be reported. And you can do it anonymously too. So that's it. Thank you. Thanks. Thank you.